Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, good morning everyone. Today we will continue our science lesson on chapter 5 about shadows. Last week we have learned chapter 4 about light and the source of light. Last week we have learned about chapter 4, the way we see things, and now we will continue our science lesson on the next chapter. There is chapter 5 about shadows. What is shadows? Shadows in bahasa it called bayangan. Shadows is bayangan in bahasa. Bayangan. Maybe some of you already knows what a shadow is. We can see shadow every time when there's a light. But in this chapter, we will start to study part A. Do all materials allow light to pass through them? If we want to check what do all materials allow light to pass through them, we have to we will have a demonstration. There are two books and two materials that will be giving light. First is science. There are two science books, Science Book 1 and Science Book 2. The first science book, there are clear plastic on a book. Clear plastic. As we know that this is a clear plastic, so what do you think about this? If there is a clear plastic and a light, for example, there is a light go to the plastic, will the light pass through to the science book? Of course, yes. Of course, yes, because this is a clear plastic and this plastic is transparent. So, in clear plastic, the light will be passed through this cover that made of clear plastic. So what about the tracing paper? If there is a light, if there is a light go to this tracing paper, so what will happen? Is all of the light pass through the tracing paper? So the answer is of course not. Not all of the light will be passed through the tracing paper. Why? Because the tracing paper is not so clear. It's different with the clear plastic book. It's two different things. The first is clear plastic, and the second is tracing paper. It's not so clear, so we can conclude that because this tracing paper is not so clear, so not all of light will be passed through them. Okay. Some materials, such as clear plastic, allow most of the light to pass through them. They are known as transparent materials. We can see through transparent materials clearly. This is transparent material. Clear plastic is transparent material. Transparent materials, clear plastic. What about the tracing paper? The tracing paper is not so clear, so we can conclude that this is not include a tracing. The tracing paper is not include into a transparent material. Okay, so how we call them? A thing that not so clear or not transparent. So we can divide a things into two categories. The first is translucent materials, and the second is opaque material. So what is the difference between them? The first is transcolor material and the second is opaque materials. The transcolor material is a thing that some light or maybe all light will be passed through them. Or we can make some definition about transcolor material is the thing that allows some light to pass through them. This is a transcolor material. For example, we can say there is a light bulb in it, a light bulb under the light umbrella, and we can see how we can say that there's a light in under the umbrella. Yeah, we can see the light bulb, although it's not so clear, but we can see it. So we can conclude that this light umbrella, is transcolor material because allows some light to pass through them. There is some light allow because this lamp umbrella allow light to pass through. So we can conclude that this thing is transcolor material. There is another example. First, we can see the mirror. I'm sorry, not mirror. There's a glass that made for door, window, and a glass cup or screen card in our smartphone. This include transcolor material. So next, opaque material. This is the opposite of transcolor material. That opaque material do not allow any light to pass through them. So the difference is transcolor allows some light to pass through, but opaque material do not allow any light to pass through them. For example, opaque material is this. You can see there is a door that made of wooden or made of wood. What about if there is a light go to this door? So what will happen to the light? Will the light pass through the door? Of course not, because the door made of wood that does not allow any light to pass through it, or because the door made of a wood or wooden that not transparent. So we can conclude that a door that made from wooden is a opaque material because there are no light will be passed through it. Okay, I think enough for part A, and now we will continue to answer the exercise on page 109. Question number 1. Can you see the ingredient inside this rice paper rolls clearly? The keyword for these questions is ingredients inside rice paper rolls, and clearly there are 3 keywords according to me. Ingredients in rice paper rolls. What do you think? Can you see this clearly? For me, we can see the ingredients because the rice paper roll is transparent, although it's not clear transparent, but we still can see the ingredients. So the answer is, can you see the ingredients inside this paper roll? Of course you can see it. So I will answer this question. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. And then the second question on question number 1. Are the rice paper sheet transparent, translucent, or opaque? So, what are the difference between transparent, translucent, and opaque material? I have explained before on page 106 until 107. So, there are three different things: translucent, transparent, and opaque materials. Transparent, translucent, and opaque material. So the difference is the transparent materials will allow all light to pass through, but translucent will allow only some light to pass through. But in opaque material there is no light that can pass through it. So this paper roll sheet is of course not opaque material because we still can see the ingredients inside it. And what about translucent? Maybe this is translucent material. And then what about the transparent? No? No. So because this is not so clear, we can see the ingredient. So this rice paper sheet include translucent material. Translucent material. No. So I'm so sorry for the question number 1. The first question, I have wrong answer. This is not yes I can, but no I can't. I'm sorry. Because there is a word clearly. There is a word clearly. So I will revise my answer. Clearly. We cannot see the ingredient so clear. Not so clearly. So this rice paper sheet is include a translucent material. So if the question is, can you see the ingredient inside this rice paper rolls clearly? So of course we have to answer that no, we cannot see the ingredients. We can't see the ingredients clearly. Sorry. Clearly. This is the answer. I think this is the right answer for these questions. Let me make the font smaller. Alright. Okay. So the answer, question number 1, first question is, can you see the ingredient inside this rice paper rolls clearly? No, we cannot. We cannot see the ingredients clearly. Alright, for question number 2, on exercise page 109, please answer these questions on your science book and then submit to me or send your work to me before 9 p.m. today. Yeah, you can answer the questions exercise number 2, A and B on your science book, and then take a picture on it and then send to me before or maximum at 9 p.m. today. Alright guys, I think it's enough for today. We will continue our science lesson after we have the final exam on the first semester. Good luck for the exam, and I hope all of you will get a good mark. Thank you for today. See you next week. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.